Yeah, we talk a little bit about that. Well, we're back here. Final coach of the night, West Pennington, man. West Warwick Wizards had a consolation game with Cranston East. How you doing, Coach?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Had a game with Cranston East. We lost 40-27. But it was a good game, real good game.
You guys just keep grinding it out. We talked last week. It's a rebuilding process. So I'm sure very competitive game though. And that's good for the kids to end the season.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think a quarterback Brady, my alley. I think he played probably one of his best football games. Our receivers really did a great job catching the ball tonight. We were able to move the ball up and down the field. They had a few more stops than we did. That was the difference in the ball game.
I mean, all season, really, you kind of been right there in a lot of games. Just working out a few kinks here, working a few things out there. And your kids are always in. The Madeira. You always hear Madeira's name. Brady, your quarterback's name. You always hear your DeAndre Chase. You start
Yeah,
to hear these names and you know them by memory because you hear them so much now. And you got
right.
three kids that fit that category.
Yeah. Now we have a couple more too that you're going to be hearing their names too in the future. But
Rossi.
yeah, Rossi, he's out there. James Branch, Kyle Swanson. I mean, these are all young kids that you're going to hear their names in the future, in the future of the program. So I think our future is bright in West Warwick. I mean, we have to struggle with some things. You're absolutely right. There's like 3 games this year where we were really out of it. But every other game that we played, we were battling and we were in there. And if we didn't win it, we could have won. So, I take that. You get a couple turnarounds here or there. You know what I mean? In the course of a season, you get a couple more wins on your belt. Things look a lot different, right?
Well, now you being part of Division 2B, you're on the better side, of course. Feel good. And if Classical wins tomorrow, it could be a Division 2B championship.
I think it will be. I think it will be because I mean it's just the 2B is just really really good this year. I mean it's just the best football teams are there. So I don't know though because Mount Pleasant they're still a wild card in the whole thing. So I don't know who they play.
They played
Um,
Tolman. I don't know if they played tonight. If anyone had their score, but I know that game might be tomorrow. I know Classical's tomorrow. I don't have the schedule in front of me. But yeah,
St.
it
Ray's
could.
St. Ray's who do they play tomorrow? Who do
St.
they
Ray's
play?
played tonight. St. Ray's won. So next week it's going to be Westerly versus St. Ray's.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Wesley versus, and Stanley Dunbar came on before you, and he mentioned that this is the third time we play St. Ray's in a year.
Right, right, right.
And
Yeah,
I like how I like Stanley Dunbar the way he schemes, the way he it seems like his halftime adjustments are very good because Barrington played that first half like their life depended on it. They did not want to give up that game, and I was nervous for a minute. And I think Dunbar put out a post today that yes, my anxiety level was high.
yeah, yeah,
Because at
yeah.
one
Those
point
games,
I
yeah.
think they're down 21-7, and then they crawl back 14. And then it's 21, and then Wesley goes up 28, and then a bad snap gives Barrington a safety. So now it's like 23-28. And but the first half was Barrington all day. Very good game, first down after first down. You know,
Yeah.
um, by halftime, Westerly did what they've been doing all year, make them halftime adjustments. And,
Yep. Yep.
some of them games are won in that halftime adjustment.
Absolutely.
You've been coaching a long time.
Yep. Absolutely. There's a lot of games that have won when the coaches make the right adjustments in the halftime. Even during the game, you know what I mean, making little adjustments during the game on different things in order to get the plays that you need accomplished. But I'm glad, I'm happy for Coach Dunbar and the Wesley Bulldogs, and they got a big game next week. It's going to be a heavy one, to beat St. Ray's. But hey, it's been done before in the past. It can be done again.
No,
It's
definitely,
definitely
it definitely been done, Coach. If you get a chance, I really want you to go back and watch tonight's episode with Coach Piva. You know, I
they lose
told
tonight
him,
to Charahoe.
yes, they lost tonight, but spirits were high. I gotta say, when they lose, he finds a way to motivate them guys about a winning lesson that comes out of it. And
Right.
I told Coach Piper, I said, I gotta say, at the beginning of the year, I wasn't really too sure about you, but I'm a fan now. I said the way you're an underdog, and you guys were against the numbers all year, and you went into Pilgrim low on numbers when you could have easily said, "Nah, we're not gonna do it," and you played your heart out, man. And he was on the bus, and all the kids could hear me, and I said, "How about a round of applause for Coach Piva?" And
Nice.
I think he got a little emotional, and
Yeah.
but that shows his like the guy cares, man. He's not one
Yeah.
of them fake guys. Like he wears his passion on his sleeve. So I really want you to
Yep.
go check that episode out when
I
you get
will.
a chance. Nice guy. Um, so
Yeah. No,
like yeah,
I knew that
salute
was
to
a
him.
the right choice. For that program, and they're just like anything. They were on the downside, and even if I was there, it would have been the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it
and
was
I
just
think
that time of the year.
put him in 4 next
Yep.
season. I think they'll be okay.
Yep. I agree.
But I love the guy's heart and his passion. You could tell he's not in it for anything else but the love of the game and them kids. Like, he's one of them coaches. His emotions just show on his face. And that's why I think I really respect him.
Yeah.
And
No, he is. He's a good man.
yeah,
Really
I
good
think it was
man.
a very emotional episode. It was for me anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I could tell
What
how
was
he
the score of
feels.
that game?
I think it was 41 to 20, 14, 28. I think they lost by 14. Said it
All
was a
right.
very competitive game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Charahoe, they got that good run game right now. Pilgrim, how about Pilgrim? 55 to nothing
Over who?
over Tollgate.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Now, they had their homecoming tonight. Some a soccer dad from Glasgow goes to a tollgate game last week, and I guess he's an architect, so he decides to measure the bleachers. And he said, "Wait a minute, this doesn't fit code specimens." And he called the town, and the town came and shut the bleachers down. And they said, "Well, let's go check Pilgrim out too." Well, they
Oh
go to
boy.
Pilgrim, and guess what? Homecoming, no stands.
Oh boy.
Now that's
Oh
going to
man.
cost them, God, because now you got to bring it up to code compliance, wheelchair ramps,
Yep.
all that
Exactly.
stuff now. And
Exactly.
it's like, in their homecoming, they could have played somewhere else. And the kids said, nah, we refuse. We're going to play here. We fought so hard to get this home game. But it's just a shame, coach. It's
I
a
agree.
shame. Like, come on, man. You really got to, like, let the
I
season
agree.
play out. The game, it's almost just the last game. He might have
Yep.
another home game, but his Thanksgiving. But yeah, man, I just feel bad for these kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Coach
I do
Pennington,
too.
man, we'll definitely talk soon. Any
Yes,
kids you
sir.
want to shout out on your squad?
Yeah. No, I just think tonight. I mean, Brady, my alley played a heck of a game throwing the ball. Sean Schultz, running back, ran the ball really well. DeAndre Chase, James Branch, Richie Medeiros, Kyle Swanson, Jesse Lavassia. Those are all my receivers. And the O line, offensively, we did really well. Like I said, we just needed a couple extra stops. It would have been a different outcome.
Are
But
these
no,
games
I'm
getting
happy with what we got.
emotional? Are these games getting emotional towards the end of the season for the players, knowing that it's coming to the end? And
Yeah, it is, especially for the seniors. You can see it in their faces, knowing that they're playing their last games. And I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them to see them out there on the field, being able to play without having COVID and everything going on crazy. To have a real season under their belts for their last season. And we had some success this year, so they didn't leave totally empty-handed. So I'm kind of happy for them.
here's some scores for you before I let you go on. St. Ray's 42, Moses Brown 14. Pilgrim 55 to nothing. Hendricken over NK 30-14. Now NK has to wait, I think 2 weeks now. They'll drop down to the divisional bracket now. It's double elimination for
Oh
NK
boy.
and Hendricken. Yeah. So they get to wait a couple weeks, for another game. Let me see. And I think that was about it. The Wesley Barrington game, 35-23.
I think I'm gonna go check out the Classical Coventry game tomorrow.
Yes, there you go. Now, do you have any other? You don't know if you have consolation games yet. Going
We
forward, do you have one
we are
next week?
we are supposed to be playing Rogers next week.
All right. I heard Narragansett had some positive cases. They played and they what did that score? 41-15 over Central Falls.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I didn't think, honestly, and I say this respectfully, I didn't think Central Falls was going to score that many points.
Right.
Yeah, they've been out a couple weeks. They just got back last Friday off their quarantine. But salute to them because Narragansett's just a good program.
Yeah, they're rolling.
They are definitely rolling. But Coach Penn, man, thank you. Salute to you, and we'll definitely
Thank you, sir.
We'll talk soon.
All right, man. We'll talk soon.
Coach Pennington, man, over there in West Warwick doing his thing, building a good program, and like I said earlier, I think what West Warwick has done this season is better than what they've been doing for the last couple of seasons, and I say that respectfully. Salute to Mr. Green over there. It looks like Narragansett was missing 8 starters. Salute to Narragansett. They missing 8 dudes, right? And they still did they really put another 55 up today, actually? Like, is that their what was that score again? Oh, 41. Okay, 41 to 15, I think you said. Because I was like, Narragansett's been just putting 55 points up on teams. But has it been an exciting look at these things? Look, my other one's broken. I gotta get the Wi-Fi. These look like they came with the 8-track collection. You know what I mean? Like my old grandfather Leroy, you know what I mean, had his big 8-track collection over there. These look like the cans from the 8-track collection, but if I don't wear them, it picks up an echo through the mic. So we got to be precise. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot into this podcast and stuff. And I appreciate all the coaches that come on, and I really got to thank God at the end of the day for making everything possible, putting me in contact with coaches like Coach Pennington, coaches like Coach Piver and Coach Dunbar, Coach Goodhart, Coach Fortin, even Coach Cook. Salute to Coach Cook. Doing good things over there, but it's kind of coming to the end of the season. But what do you think if with the Coventry Classical game tomorrow? If Coventry really needs to pull this out to stand strong in Division 2A. Like they really need to stand strong. Because if not, it's going to be a Division 2B championship. Crazy, right? Central over East Providence. We knew that was going to happen. I really wanted to see that Central LaSalle matchup, man. I think Central can stand with anybody right now. And like Emerson said, a lot of these kids, they already know what it's like to be backed in the corner. They already know what it's like to get it out the mud. You know what I mean? And speaking of getting things out the mud, you know what I wanted to say? Listen, the podcast, I just finalized it this week. We are going to give each championship team their own trophy. We're going to present them with a nice, real deal trophy, something like maybe Breakthrough Academy had, but something that looks like a Super Bowl trophy. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to do for all the Super Bowl teams. I talked to the trophy company this week. I was kind of torn, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment, or should I get belts or trophies? And what I'm going to do, we're going to go to schools and we're going to present it to each school, so whoever wins, whether it be Westerly, Classical, Coventry, St. Ray's, we're going to go to that school and we're going to say, on behalf of Can We Keep It Real podcast and all our guests, our audience, our supporters, we had a few sponsors that made a donation, so we're going to present each team with a trophy. You know what I mean? What's up with that? Like, I care about the kids in this culture. I care about the sport. It's not all about money. I went out and invested in all of it. Like, I invested in all this. Shout out to you. Nah, for real. And I did that because you look at what the Interscholastic League gives these kids, you know? That's like a community service award. And I actually looked at the trophies that the Interscholastic League gives to these championship teams, and they were $17 a piece. They were actually 13, but just say $17 for shits and giggles, right? And I said, wow, $17. And I opened my mouth last year. This was before I got fired and stuff, and I had income coming in. I opened my mouth and I said, you know what? I said, Can We Keep It Real podcast is going to supply each championship team with a trophy, and I'm going to keep my word because I preach all that integrity. I teach that principles. I preach that. So if I'm going to stand on that soapbox, right, and I gave my word that I'm going to give these teams a trophy, then I'm going to come through and give these kids a trophy. I don't really need them on when no one's talking to me, but I'm really going to go out and get these kids a trophy. You know what I mean? Because that's the only right thing to do. But yep, we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be fire. But thank you, everybody. Thank you to all the supporters. Remember, follow the originator and not the intimidator. But speaking of intimidators, man, go give my boy some love, man. Shout out to my boy Ruby Tuesday. You know what I mean? A face only a mother could love. But and definitely big shout out to my guy over there, Central Knights, Coach Washington, getting the W, man. Stanley Dunbar getting the W, man. Coventry, man. Big game coming up for Coventry tomorrow. Definitely check that out. What's the deal with the Mount Pleasant Tolman game? Anybody has info? I don't even know if the game was tonight. Might be tomorrow, but definitely send me a link on that one. And big ups to North Providence getting it done. 3.2 mil. I can get a couple. I bet I can get. You give me 6 mil. I bet I'll get 4 football fields turfed. It's all about the hustle, man. It's all about the hustle. And I think Burger King needs to stop paying me. You know what I mean? For my Keep It Real meals. Shout out to my guy Najee Barrows. Congratulations, Coach Dunbar. Don't forget, Thursday nights we'll be back with Uncle Felix. Shout out to the Citrus Spartans football community. Tuesday nights, Voice Sports. We going around the country. We have people from Texas. You have Uncle Harry, man. Salute to Uncle Harry. Big down there in Virginia. Samson, the bad guy. We got our guy Kenny down Louisiana was talking about what them football teams are going through right now after the hurricanes, man. And we're up here worried about championships and Super Bowls. These people just had another hurricane down Louisiana, man. Pray for them. Real talk. And we're worried about points and stuff. These people need houses and homes. They just had another hurricane. So we got to think of others too. Big shout out to Mark Wright. Supported me all season. So if you're looking or thinking of buying a home, man, support the companies that support youth sports. And it don't even have to be Mr. Wright. Just support people like West Warwick, Bill's Pizza, when they did the fundraiser for West Warwick High School. support the brands that support youth sports. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. If you're looking to get recruited, definitely check out R&R Elite Recruits, man. And my guy Emerson Kilgore, always standing tall, doing his thing, not afraid to say what's on his mind. And salute to Emerson, because there's a lot of people in this league, especially officials, that won't say boo. They won't say boo. Emerson is willing to stand on his soapbox. Like, I remember when me and Emerson did the State House thing, and we were doing the protesting, trying to get these kids football last season, and yeah, a lot of people criticized us, and Emerson had a lot to lose. Like, they could have just said, you know what? We don't need you as an official. And Emerson was willing. I mean, he sacrificed that for these kids. So there's a guy that really, really cares about all these kids in football. But we'll definitely, you'll be hearing from me tomorrow. And check this out: if you really want to support, add your logo here, whether it's a player, a personal message. Definitely support the people that support you. Big shout out to Coldwell Banker Coastal Homes, because without them, it would be very hard to do what I do, to give you the graphics, to give you all that other stuff, so big shout out to Coldwell Banker Coastal Homes. And I mean, if you want to support the podcast, man, support the platform, support something that does something for these kids, man. Big shout out to 401 Strength and Fitness. And I think that's about it. It's been a long day. I can actually go on and on. But and also shout out to my man Adam, over there at Rare Breed Entertainment. Always holding it down.
Can We Keep It Real Podcast Network. Shout out to Can We Keep It Real Podcast and Network. Appreciate